Hello everybody, it's been a little bit since I've shown what's going on down here in the basement. Spent a lot of time in the garage in the last couple vlogs, as you've obviously seen. So I want to share with you some things that have changed in this area here, because there has been some things. I did some clips and then I don't know what happened to them, of putting some things together over here. That's why I keep looking over there. And but like I said, I don't know where they went. So let's talk about what's changed anyway. So in the corner here that I keep looking at, I finally got some shelving units to display consoles and games and stuff. So basically I was looking around for these square type of shelves that have the the little cubes that you can put in the bottom, kind of like you see here. The reason I wanted something like this is I knew that it would be a good size to set consoles on, whether they need to stand up or sit flat. And this works well. I got both of these at Target. The reason I got the Target ones is the IKEA ones were a little much for what I needed, fancy-wise. These aren't fancy at all. But the Target branded one was the perfect size to fit here. And that was the main problem. The size between the footing of the fireplace and the wall would not fit some of the nicer, fancier brands of this style of shelf. But the Target brand fits here perfectly. I got the power strip off to the side. It's a smart one, so it has the little sensor here for infrared from a remote. And it also has motion in it, so if there's no motion and there's no infrared from a remote, doesn't have to be all the time, and the projector is not turned on, it'll turn everything off. So all this stuff is off right now. It's a good way to save energy, and it doesn't all have to be on all the time. So this fancy little power strip here works well for that. So as you can see, there's absolutely tons of cables here. And they're all hidden within the little bins here at the bottom. So one of them has a whole bunch of HDMI connections in it, and converters and things. And then this one has all the power. So there's another power strip that comes off of this one. It's not recommended to do this, but it turns it all off. Oops, I bumped something. But it turns it all off. So in here, there is a power strip. You can't really see it, but it turns it. All this stuff is plugged into it for the most part. Some of it's plugged into the main one here, but yeah, so this works out well, and it hides all the cables. You can see a little bit of mess of cables back there. That's for me moving it around. And of course a big HDMI switch. That's the biggest one I could find on Amazon. It works well. I have two HDMI cords running to the projector. One of them's connected to this switch, and another one's connected to a smaller switch, which is hidden in here. So there's two remotes for that, for two different inputs. So yes, that's what's down below here. And then on these shelves, we have the Apple TV HD and a TV tuner. So it goes up to an antenna, so we can get antenna television channels. You can pick up quite a few of them, being here next to the city. So that's good, and of course the switch in the back, which I already talked about. Now over here is something that I haven't discussed yet. Again, I had a video of it, don't know where it went. Anyway, this is a mid-2010 Mac Mini. And the reason I went with this one is it still had the DVD drive. So if you want to play DVDs, which of course these other things can too, you can do so on the Mac Mini. This is the slightly upgraded model. It has a 2.66 gigahertz processor inside instead of the base model 2.4, I believe. And I bought some upgrades for it. I got a nice Crucial SSD here, 240 gigs. You don't need anything too big. It's just using for streaming media off of the 4 terabyte hard drive here. And 8 gigs of RAM from Outer World Computing, because I can't really find it anywhere else other than some random brands I've never heard of. and I've at least heard of them. So right now it has 4 gigs of RAM, and its original, I think 500 gig hard drive or something. It works well. The reason I didn't use the late 2009 model that I have is it doesn't have HDMI out. That was the biggest problem. This one does. It was the first Mac Mini of this design, the first Mac Mini to have HDMI out without needing an adapter, and with audio, which matters quite a bit when you're creating a home theater style setup. So this works really well. Sure, the graphics are old on it, but hey, I'm watching stuff at like 1080p, 720p at times. That's the kind of stuff I store on here. It works well. I have 0 complaints about it. So I got some upgrades here that have to be done eventually. So that's cool. That was a fun little thing to set up. Okay, moving on up. We of course have the Nintendo Switch dock thing. Hard drive in the back, which is connected to this Wii. This Wii is modified. I modified it to play games off of the hard drive here. In addition to, oh, I forget the name of the thing that you do it. You basically jailbreak the Wii and do stuff to it, and then you can like play games and whatnot. I did it so many years ago, I don't even remember. But it's fun to play with. It's a good Wii. It does what it's supposed to. Of course, moving over here, we have the Wii U. That was one of the first Wiis I actually had. I never had this. I got this at a Goodwill back at college for really cheap, with everything, like everything that you can ever think of for it. Anyway, back to the Wii U. Enjoyed playing this a lot with my cousin and her children. That was a lot of fun over that summer. It is not jailbroken. It's still factory the way it is. I haven't done anything coding wise to it to change it up, but that's a fun system. Got its little thing over here, and of course the PS4. The thing I like playing the most on that is GTA 5. Haven't played that in a very long time, but I did complete the game 100%. That was very fun. And then, of course, you can't fit this thing in any of these cubes. The PS5, this is actually my friend's. He really wanted to get one, and he found one without having to pay the ridiculously high price that these things are going for. So he actually knows someone that works at a local store that sells them, and his friend was able to buy them as soon as they came in, or buy this one as soon as it came in, and just sold it to him as exactly he paid for it. So that's been a fun thing. He's been enjoying that. That's his Nintendo Switch. Mine is somewhere else, but that's his. And of course, there's some of the controllers for the Wii. So yeah, there's a quick overview of our little game consoles thing here. And then over here, I wanted to have another one just to hold the games and stuff. Also, when you're sitting, to try to block this outlet. But we got some games in there. We have made way more, but they're not here, so this is what we got. Got some knickknacks at the top, because you know these are always good to have around. Never know when you want to just do whatever. I never bought these. These we got for free. I was never into them, but when you get something for free, I guess you can't complain, and here it ends up with all the other knickknacks. Well, here's a really old, this really old Simon Says. It's clear, with little incandescent lights inside. Pretty cool. It still works. So yeah, that's neat. Yeah, so that's games. That thing's full of the Wii U games. Some controllers, the colored ones are for the Wii U, and the white ones are for the Wii. Controllers and cables and stuff are all in these bins. There's my GE lighting catalog. That's just the best place to put it at the moment. So yeah, that is the little video game corner thing. I need to plug in this clock. It'd be nice to have a clock. Anyway, that's that corner. And here we are in front of the fireplace. Of course, the big 16-inch, I want to say it's even bigger than that because it looks big. Galaxy oscillating fan here, cleaned it up. Works fantastic. It's beautiful, all cleaned up. Speakers, all that kind of stuff, that's always been here. I really want to work on this at some point. I did find a board to cover up all the cables once it's all put together, but that'll be all the little novelty and knick-knack lights. I'll get some other things too, like a fiber optic and, you know, some cool things, and they'll be on display up there. That'll be neat. So that's probably the biggest change here. I want to get a new couch, but furniture, I have to have another vehicle to get here, so that doesn't necessarily happen very quick. There's all the remotes that you need to do everything. There's a little glass orb thing from IKEA there in the corner. It has one of those Philips Hue bulbs in it that changes colors, so you can tell the Siri lady to do different things with it. Of course, got to have a lamp with a 5-watt PL adapter in it. Wouldn't be right without one. There's a projector again. Of course, you've seen that. Yes, so over here, not much different. I want the street light to go somewhere else. It's just kind of there still from when we moved. It needs to find an appropriate home. Of course, it looks nice, you know, being out and displayed and whatnot, but I like it to have an appropriate home. So, as you can see, the old Macintosh SE has ended up over here since the computer area is no more. And that's not necessarily a sad thing. I'll talk about that area in a minute. But the Macintosh SE I wanted to keep out and display it somewhere somehow. So here it is. Oh, thinking of that, this is a new lamp with the same old lampshade. I found this lamp. It takes 3 bulbs. Of course, I had to replace them with flicker flames at Value Village. It was a little steep on price, $15. That's a little much for what I like to pay. I like to pay around $5 for things because I like the thrill of finding a deal. Either way, it cleaned up very nice. It has some smoked glass, plexiglass rather, sides to it. And it looks really cool with the flicker flames inside. So it had a different shade on it that didn't really match it very well. I put that shade on the other lamp and it looks much better. And this one looks okay like this. So again, that turns on and off with the smart home stuff. But anyway, the Macintosh SE, it does work. I wanted to put it on display, so here it is. An old 2009 MacBook. It's used occasionally for old software things. That's why it's sitting here. The table. Well, you know what? It needs chairs, and I haven't found any that have made me happy. So it has just the old 2 chairs that we've had for eternity. My laptop. And, oh yes, I have added this. So I picked up that adapter at the Home Depot. Of course, probably could have found it cheaper online, but I wanted to be able to return it if it didn't work. And, of course, this used to plug in, but I just cut it off and hung it here at a height that I liked. The camera makes it look like a very bright orange. It's a very nice orange, actually. I really like with its little wooden dowel. It used to be a photography light. Used to hang above our kitchen. Now it has a filament LED bulb in it at the moment. But it looks great above the table, I think. I think it looks really good there. So yeah, it's powered with the track lighting. And of course it dims, so you know, it dims with it. I've thought about having it separate, but it's nicer like this because I can move it. You know, if the table expands or gets smaller, I can move it to center it, so that works well. Thinking of that, I finally flipped these switches around, so they're correct. That's the way they should be. So at least that's corrected. So yeah, it works really well. I really like this here. I really like this orange. Very nice little accent. I like it. I really just like it. It's great. I don't know about this thing. I've had this thing forever. It came from my grandma. Yeah, it's whatever. Well, I suppose if any of you are into this kind of stuff, my friend has put some of his things in this display cabinet because I don't really have that many bulbs to put in this one. Of course, I just have my feet in there and some bulbs. Okay, so this area, what in the world is going on here? Well, got rid of the computer area because I really wanted to have a space for guests. And I just don't have a fourth bedroom, which I don't know why you would need that many unless you had children and stuff. But I really wanted a space for my parents to stay, so they don't have to stay in a hotel. So I discussed this with them, whether I should put a bed here or, not. And through video and FaceTime and whatnot, decided that this is where it should sit. Right here next to the wall, and that would be fine for them, and they said that would be nice. So I got to get a mattress for it. This is an IKEA bed frame, so you got to get an IKEA mattress or else nothing else fits from what I've understood. Picked out a mattress when I was there, just got to get it. The problem is that, again, have to have a vehicle for it. They wrap it up. I think it would barely fit in my Mini Cooper, but I'd rather just get it when I get a couch and all that kind of good stuff. Anyway, that is what's going on with the computer area. I really enjoyed having all that stuff set up, but you know what? Didn't really use it that much, and the main computer that we used, it got moved upstairs. So I guess we can share that at some point here too. But yeah, that is what is going on over here. I want to get like a dresser, and then like the little dividing wall type thing that you'd see people would change their clothes behind, or yeah, I don't know what they're called, but they fold up, and that would work well here. It wouldn't be too tall, the fan would be fine still, but it would provide privacy. So yeah, that is what is happening over here. That's really about it. Now, why do I end up so much in the basement and in the garage sharing things with you? Well, the main problem with that is that back home, the upstairs was very much formal. Very formal, well kept, not so much for fun enjoyment, just to be very formal. And so down here, I'm so used to being in a basement setting where you can be a little more creative and stuff. Of course, it's my place, I can do whatever I want with it, but I kind of like that idea. Have a formal space upstairs, there isn't much up there at the moment, but I'll share. And a little more creative space down here. I don't know, I just gravitate down here, I like it down here. It's just very nice. It's a big area. I enjoy doing things in the garage too, so that's where we end up. Yeah, so that's a quick update here in the basement. I suppose in the next video I will share with all of you some updates upstairs or something. But thanks for watching this probably close to 20-minute video now. A lot of rambling, a lot of discussing random game console stuff. But you know, it would really help if I didn't hit the stop record button while I'm holding the camera, if I can. You know, I never can talk, so whatever to that. But anyway, I always hope you enjoy these videos. I enjoy making them for you. If you have any suggestions of things you want me to do or talk about or whatever, leave it in the comment section down below. Some people have already done that in other videos, and I really appreciate it because I enjoy making these things with you and sharing things with all of you. So let me know. I appreciate all of your input, and we'll talk with you again later.